Hi friends, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bri, and today we also have a special guest, my husband, Christopher. He is going to be helping me out a little bit with this reading vlog, and basically he's just going to be choosing the books that I read this week. I thought this would be a fun idea. Honestly, I don't know why I thought it would be a fun idea, because honestly, giving him full control of my TBR scares me a little bit, because I'm really scared for what he's gonna choose. But also, like, I just need to have faith in him, I guess.
Yeah, see, faith, not so bad, right? And your husband? How bad can I do?
So this is just going to be another one of my reading vlogs. If you haven't seen my reading vlogs before, they are super self-explanatory. I just choose a book and I read it, and you see my honest thoughts and reactions, all spoiler-free throughout the whole book. And then I give my final review and rating at the end of the book. And Christopher already chose a book for me for my February TBR, and the book that he chose and the book that we're starting today's video with is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I don't know why he decided to choose literally the thickest book from my TBR for February, since February is the shortest month of the year.
We were very short on shows to watch, and Netflix came out with a show for this book, and so I thought, you know what, if she reads it, then we can watch the show. But now we have a ton of stuff that's come out.
Now we're literally in like the middle of 3 shows and other video games too.
Yep.
So I don't even know when we'll watch this after I read it.
But the door is open.
And I mean, I did want to read this book, don't get me wrong. When I bought it last month in January, I went in like knowing that I wanted to read it fairly soon. Did I think in my February TBR? Maybe not, but Christopher decided that for us. So we're gonna see how long it takes me to get through this book. Honestly, I already started it today. I got about a little over 100 pages, and this is all I have to show for that. That is actually so sad. This is like 850 pages.
Yeah, chapter 6, 100 pages in.
Yeah.
I feel your pain.
So I am going to read this. What do you think I'm gonna rate it?
You know,
because I think we should like ask what you're gonna rate it and then see what I actually rate it. See how well you know me there.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward like a 4, maybe 4.5 though.
I have been really into historical fiction lately, which this is very heavily historical fiction, but also has some like sci-fi elements in it. So 4.5, that's your final guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 4, but 4.5 is
okay.
kind of a reach there.
So do you know what this book is about?
I think it's about the JFK assassination.
Yeah, so the main character in this book, he is friends with this like diner owner. And one day the diner owner goes up to our main character and he's like, hey, I need you to come into the pantry with me. And he's like, okay. And he goes into that pantry and he walks through it, and he's transported back in time to the 1950s, which present day is like 2012, I think, in this book. So yeah, he gets transported back to the 1960s, or no, 1950s, I mean. And then he comes back, and his friend who owns the diner is like, hey, so I want you to go back in time and prevent the JFK assassination, because I can't do it because I got cancer and like I won't live long enough to like prevent the JFK assassination, because they go back to the 1950s through this like pantry closet, but the JFK assassination obviously doesn't take place until 1963. So, oh my gosh. You're gonna break my shelves.
No, literally nothing even got knocked over.
I heard it creak. So our main character is traveling back to the 1950s, and he's gonna try to prevent the JFK assassination from happening, which I think is a really interesting premise.
I mean, it's definitely something I've never heard of before, so.
Yeah, and I think like it's nice that it's not a horror Stephen King, because I've read some of Stephen King's horrors and I just don't vibe with them. So I'm hoping this kind of historical fiction sci-fi by him is better. I don't know. Those are my thoughts so far. I do think it's really interesting, and I mean, I've been able to get through it pretty quickly. Like, it has held on to my attention since I started it. So, I mean, he did a good job choosing this for my February TBR. I just It's so thick. This thing is heavy just to hold. Like, I'm gonna get, what's it called? Carpal tunnel?
And there's so many more books to choose after this one.
Yeah, so after I finish this one, he will get to choose the next book of this week. So you'll probably see him. I'll probably tell you what I do end up rating it at the end.
At the very end of the video? Like when
No. At the end of the book. You guys will see me reading this book, but you'll probably see him in a little bit after I finish the book when I give my rating and when he needs to pick a new book. So yeah, let's try to get through this. Okay, I just got to chapter 8 of the book, so I read one chapter since last night, and I know I said you weren't gonna see Christopher.
Okay.
I know I said you probably wouldn't see Christopher again until I finish the book, but I have a really, like, interesting update and one that he'll, like, kind of understand. He's gonna be Shorty McShorterson, I guess.
Hey, I don't know.
And also, I'm probably gonna try to keep my updates for this book very, very brief in case I have to give multiple updates because it's so freaking long and I don't want every single update to be super long-winded. So this isn't really like an update about how the reading is going. I just think it's interesting because, like, I knew that Stephen King kind of had a lot of his books, like, take place in the same universe. And one of the interesting things about this book is that this book and the It universe overlap. So our main character, when he traveled back in time to the late 1950s, he is in Derry. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what Derry is?
That's the town.
Yeah. That is the town where it takes place, and he meets the kids. Yeah. And also he's, like, talking to another local in town, and they're talking about, like, putting on clown makeup.
And those kids are messed up too, you know.
Yeah, so it takes place, I'm pretty sure, like, the summer after it happens.
Gross.
Yeah. And our main character was like, yeah, I bet you guys are good at keeping secrets. And they're, like, silent. Someone's getting a notification. But I've never read the It books, and I never ever will, but we watched the movies together, and I don't really like the movies, but I just thought it was really, really interesting how our main character is literally meeting the kids of It. I don't know, I just thought that was really, really weird, and I was not expecting that whatsoever, but I'm loving the whole, like, crossover. I've only ever read, 3 other Stephen King books, and I don't know, like, when Misery takes place, but I'm pretty sure it's the 80s or something like that. So don't think we'll see any Misery crossovers. And then the other books I read by him take place after this book. So obviously I don't think there will be any crossovers like that. But yeah, I was just, like, flabbergasted when I was reading about that. And I was like, wait, that's actually really, really cool. Because Stephen King has, like, this huge universe. Like, he's written so many books and so many characters. And to, like, I don't know, mix them up like that, I thought was really, really cool. So I like that aspect of the book so far.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought you would be interested to know that.
Yeah, that's a cool piece of information.
That's all I got for you. We're gonna go make some naan bread. quick update. I think I am just about halfway through the book, a little teeny bit over halfway. I have just over 400 pages left, I'm pretty sure. And that sounds crazy because I've already read 400 some pages. Things are getting really, really interesting as we continue to follow our main character, Jake, who has traveled back in time from 2012 to the 1950s. I am really, really starting to get invested, which I said that at like 200 pages, but now just as the story continues and we are just connecting to all the characters even more, I'm like, it is a lot more character driven than I thought it was gonna be, because obviously like the premise of this book is this insane plot to travel back in time to prevent the JFK assassination, as well as just like preventing other families from struggling in ways that they did. So I thought this was gonna be a lot more plot heavy and like plot focused, like just following Jake through this plot and through the years to just do everything he can to prevent the JFK assassination. But now it's like preventing the JFK assassination is almost like a secondary thought to Jake. Like, that's still his mission, but he's honestly just living his life day to day, meeting all these people, like doing all these like side quests and adventures, and it's just a lot more character driven than I thought it was gonna be. And I've been very much into character-driven books lately rather than like insane plot-heavy books. So that is a very, very pleasant surprise, even though like I thought the plot of this sounded very interesting, very cool, but I'm like, man, I'm just getting really, really attached to Jake and just like what he's doing every day and the people he's talking to and interacting it with and having relationships with. Like, I am just invested in him as a character, and I'm not invested in like the whole preventing the JFK assassination. Does that make me a bad person? Spice! What are... Baby, what are you doing? AAA was at our house today, and it scared the crap out of Spice. So she has been like glued to me ever since. She literally didn't even want to eat her supper, which if you knew my cats at all, you would know that they are obsessed with eating. Like, they do not miss a meal. So she was literally like hiding in my closet and would not come out. And then she finally came out a little while later, but she like only came and snuggled with me. Like, she would not leave my side. Hi, baby. Come here. Come here, baby. Yeah. Did you guys scare you? Anywho's, I'm probably going to stop this update here because, again, I don't want these updates to be super long-winded, but I am very, very much enjoying this. Like, up until this point, I feel like I was probably around the 4-star range, but now I'm honestly thinking it could be like 4.5 stars or, depending on how this ends, a 5-star. Which that would be crazy, and like obviously I hope so. Like, I hope to love it that much. But yeah, I'm gonna keep chugging away at this. My goal is to finish this tomorrow, which I think we can definitely do. Good night. Okay, I thought I was ready to film my final review of this book, but I'm still unwell. This was a lot more emotional than I thought it was going to be, obviously. I was not prepared for like such a heartbreak, and like, what the heck? This is not just a historical fiction time travel with like this big plot to prevent the JFK assassination. Like, yes, is that kind of the main point of Jake traveling back in time? Yeah. His life living in the 1950s and 1960s gets diverted so much, and it's like he loses sight of that big goal a little bit. Like, it's still there in the back of his mind, but it's like the relationships that he makes throughout are what's important to him now, and not the JFK assassination. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing how much I'm crying for this. There is love and there is friendship, and there's just so much more to this book than I thought it was going to be, which, like, it is 850 pages, so there's a lot that goes into this book. I did not think it was gonna destroy me like this. This book is so fascinating. It is so well thought out. I can't even, like, imagine all the research that Stephen King had to do for this book. Like, I'm sure he kind of strayed from 100% factual evidence a little bit, and, like, you know, worked things into the story that was good for the book. But still, like, I feel like you need to be very, very knowledgeable about the events of this time. So that is extremely impressive to me. Also, I just love anything like time travel and multiverse-esque, and we obviously, like, see that in this book. And the butterfly effect, how what Jake is doing now to try and prevent the JFK assassination, how that impacts the future and 2012, where he comes from. Oh man, this was a lot more romance heavy than I thought it was going to be, which I loved that part of it, but it's like that also destroyed me. I'm gonna bring my husband out so that he can guess what I rated it, and then he's gonna have to pick the next book for me. I just, like, I don't even know how to put into words without spoiling anything of this book. Man, it is definitely impactful. It definitely has you thinking at the end and, like, imagining yourself kind of in this situation, and it is very, very thought-provoking. Just the whole butterfly effect thing and time travel, and, like, how things are meant to happen as they're supposed to, and how, like, you can't change that. Wow. I never thought I would describe a Stephen King book as beautiful, but that is, like, the one word coming to mind with this. Did you hear me talking at all?
Not really.
About this?
Wait, is it already recording?
Yeah.
Okay, we can just go. I was just scared I have to burp, but we'll just wing it.
Okay. So you didn't hear me talking about this at all?
Something about changes to historical accuracy, but making sense about it.
Okay.
Kinda, sorta. No, I wasn't listening really at all. I was doing my other stuff.
Okay. What do you think I rated the book?
End goal, I'm gonna go, I mean, it's a huge book, which means there's a lot of content. I'm gonna go 4.5.
That is what I'm going with.
I knew it.
I was crying out here talking about it.
I could kind of hear a little bit. I was like, is she choked up out there over this, like, book over JFK?
So sad.
Yeah.
But, like, at its core, it's not a book about JFK. Like, that's what you go into it expecting, but then it's just, like, so much more. And just the parallels from, like, Jake at the beginning of the book and then Jake at the end of the book, and just...
Maybe I'll learn about it in the show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, we have to watch the show now. I hope they stuck to the book pretty well. I mean, the book has a lot of content to give the show, you know, like, they shouldn't really have to stray. But, oh man. Yeah, I totally forgot we get to watch the show now. I'm really excited about that now. And that's on Netflix, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Okay.
No more Love is Blind.
We gotta abandon Love is Blind and watch 11/22/63, because I feel like this is just gonna be on my mind, just the story and Jake and his stories with all the characters that he meets and develops relationships with. So I definitely need to watch the show now.
Excited to kind of, if you're that excited about it that you would want to drop Love is Blind, it's gotta be good.
It's really good. I mean, 4.5 is, like, an amazing rating.
Yeah, that's a good rating.
Like, I love the book.
That's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Anyways, Christopher now has to choose the next book that I'm going to read for this video. So...
oh boy, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. He's looking at the TBR that is under my desk.
I don't know if I'm set on it, but I might have a little something.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look at the other TBR just to see if anything reaches out to me there.
He's really thinking.
There's a lot of books.
Yeah.
I might have a pick. I don't know how big or small the book is gonna be, so maybe I'll assess that too. I kind of had Soul Searching on my mind too, which is kind of why I pointed at it. I remember getting you that book, and you really wanted it when you were talking about it. So I was between these two. I didn't see anything really on the other shelf.
I also have my February TBR.
Yeah. Well, I want to pick Mistborn off of that, and so I feel like that's gonna be
I
really
will
long.
not finish that in time.
I know, and that's why I didn't go for it. Getting a definitely like a fall like kind of Halloween vibe. Maybe werewolf.
I don't think so.
Could be. Trying to keep maybe something a little shorter in mind. I read Intermezzo, if you listen to the podcast.
And you didn't like it.
Well, I thought it was okay. I put it kind of down more the middle of the road for me. But I know you're a really big fan of Sally Rooney, and I liked Normal People. Like the TV show, at least, when we watched it.
Yeah, you didn't read it.
I didn't read it, but I did like the show. So I think I'm going to go with Beautiful World, Where Are You?
Okay, he realized that Soul Searching is more so like paranormal and like fall vibes. So he put that one back. And as you saw, he ended up choosing Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. He knows how much I love Normal People, the book, the TV show. It's about 300 pages. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to get through because literally Stephen King is the only thing I've been reading this entire week. Yeah, so definitely behind on my TBR. And then I knew he was literally gonna want to choose Mistborn, which is another like 700 page book. And I was like, nope, I vetoed that because I was like, no, there's absolutely no way I will get that done in time. So I guess this is what I'll be starting thanks to my husband choosing it. Okay, it is a few days later. I actually ended up giving 0 updates about Beautiful World, Where Are You? Because honestly, I have not been feeling 100% the last few days. I've been super tired and have not had that much reading time to get in, but today I literally just sat down by the fireplace for a few hours and read the majority of the book and ended up finishing it. He chose this book for me because he knows how much I love Normal People by Sally Rooney, and I've heard really good things about this one by her as well. It is kind of following 2 best friends. One of the best friends is Alice, and she is this author. She's actually a very famous author now, but she has some mental health issues that she kind of needs to like get in check, and she ends up meeting Felix. Honestly, I don't really know what Felix's whole thing is, but they met on Tinder, so you can imagine what the relationship is kind of focused on in the beginning. And then the other best friend is Eileen, and Eileen, she is just like trying to figure out life still. She has just broken up with her long-term boyfriend, but she has her other best friend, Simon, and he and Eileen have been friends for years and years and years. I don't really know, like, I don't remember what the lore is between their friendship, but literally when Eileen was born, Simon was 5 years old, and like they've known each other their whole lives basically. So now Eileen and Simon are kind of forming a romantic relationship, but it's just like in a sexual way. They're just trying to be friends with benefits basically and not like have a real relationship and like put a label on it because they don't want to ruin their friendship. And this whole book is just like the correspondence between Alice and Eileen because they write these emails to each other and send each other letters. So it's really just like, hey Alice, here's what I've been up to, and that'll be like Eileen's chapter, like recounting the events to Alice, and then Alice's chapter will be like, hey Eileen, this is what I've been up to. So it really just feels like real people and real relationships at the core of this book. We're really not following anything like special in their lives. They're just all these like late 20, early 30-year-olds that are trying to figure out their lives, which I feel like is very, very real. I feel like no matter how old we are, like we're never gonna fully have our life figured out. You know, we'll be 80 years old on our deathbed and probably like regretting things and wishing we'd done things differently. So I really, really like how real it feels. I will say, I feel like all of these characters are pretty unlikable. Also, the whole book just kind of being like so focused on their sexual relationships with each other. Like, I kind of knew that's what the book was going to be about just based on the back of it, but I didn't know we were going to like get into detail and be like really, really, really focused on it in literally every single chapter. So yeah, I really liked reading Eileen's chapters more because she has feelings for Simon. Like, they've been best friends for years and years and years, and it's like you can tell that they love each other, but again, they don't want to be together because they don't want to risk ruining their relationship. And it's like, it's so frustrating to read about that sometimes because it's like, just get over yourself and be together. Like, we were friends before we started dating, and now we're happily married. As Taylor Swift would say, ruin the friendship. So the whole book, like, I was just waiting for Eileen and Simon to ruin the friendship, even though, like, they were sleeping together, so they were kind of ruining the friendship. But it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, they would literally do everything other than be like, oh yeah, you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend. Like, they just would not put a label on it, but they're still doing everything else and like having all those emotions, all those feelings. I wouldn't say every character is 100% likable in this book. Like, they're all kind of doing bad things, like treating people poorly, honestly treating themselves poorly. So didn't really love that. And it just took me a while to get into, but I will say, like, the last 50% of the book, I was really, really into. I was really, really invested. I literally did not put it down. Like, he can contest, that's not the right word. He can attest that I have just literally been sitting by the fireplace for like 2-3 hours with my nose in this book, not putting it down. I did put it down to go eat some cookie dough that my mom made, but that's the only time I got up. So just very, very character driven, not really any plot, unless you want to say the plot is them sleeping with people. What do you think I rated this?
Just from the ratings just from the vibes that I'm getting, I'm between a 3.5 and a 4. But
okay.
Since you were really into it for the last half, you read the whole thing in like a day, I'm going to go for a 4.
I was thinking 3.5, honestly.
Whoa, okay. So I was on the right track.
Yeah, you were for sure. Like, before the second part of the book, I was like, okay, this is a 3. But then the second part of it, I did really, really enjoy. I really enjoyed the ending and just, like, kind of the whole message of the book. Just having these people in your life that you care about so deeply, like, that can be a beautiful world for you. Because also, this book takes place in 2020 or 2021, so like during COVID. So it's kind of like, oh, the world's a mess, not looking good, but like with these people in your life, it can still be a beautiful world. And I do really, really like that message. That really resonates with me because with the things going on in our personal life lately, it has not been all good, but throughout the whole thing, I'm like, as long as I just have him, like, all is dandy, all is great in my life. So I really liked that.
Because you told me that you really liked the back half, that's why I went to 4, but I was leaning 3.5 the whole time.
I was questioning my rating. I was like, is it a 3.5 or is it a 4? But it's like, I'm pretty sure I rated Intermezzo 3.5, and I would say this is even with Intermezzo, right? Like, I don't think I like it more than Intermezzo. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember what I gave Intermezzo. I want to say it was a 3.
I think you gave it a 3 as well.
But I only liked the Ivan chapters.
Yeah.
I did. What's the older brother's name?
Peter.
Peter. I did not like Peter.
No,
Nope.
neither.
I didn't sympathize for him either.
See, and it's like, I don't know, the characters in here were kind of giving me Peter vibes.
Oh, and see, from the description, I can see where you're getting that. And I guess we just find that kind of character unrelatable.
Right. Because we have been together since we were 17.
Yes.
And with nobody else.
Nope.
But I did really, really like it. And I'm the same way. I'm kind of conflicted with my rating. Like, I think it's kind of like a 3.5, but like rounded up to 4. Like, I think I would still recommend it, but it just was not my favorite Sally Rooney book. What is happening?
Your
Did you
mom's
hear that?
listening to something or watching something upstairs.
But the week is over. I only got 2 books read this week because someone decided I needed to read an 850-page book.
You're welcome.
I did love that book, so I can't even complain. You did a good job overall, honey. But he knows that I love Sally Rooney, so that's why he chose that, and I did really like it, honestly. So I think you did a good job. Thank you for choosing my books for the week.
You made it easy with only 2.
Yeah, maybe next time you can choose shorter ones so I can read more in the week.
I feel like you need to give me a selection of shorter ones.
Oh.
Because I just look at books.
As if you don't see my whole entire physical TBR.
No, I
that
don't.
has varying lengths of books.
No. Missed it. I was worried.
Oh my god, the Millennium Falcon!
Oh, but it didn't fall apart. Oh, nope, that's Indiana Jones.
Your butt was weighing it down too much.
I guess. I didn't hear anything. Hold on.
Okay, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Did you do it again?
Yes, okay. Wrap it up.
Make sure to subscribe to my channel down below. Comment any videos you'd like to see from me in the future. I'll see you in a few days with another video. Bye!